Hey, welcome to my free-to-play woodcutting guides. Before we really get started, I want to mention that you should use the very best hatchet you can at any time. The very first tree that you will be able to cut are normal or common trees. The best location to cut these is in Varrock, just south of the Ground Exchange. You will be cutting these from level 1 to level 15. 97 logs, and 50 minutes later you should be able to cut the next type of trees. You will be cutting oaks from level 15 till 31, which is a requirement for adamant hatchets. Doing this will take around 40 minutes and you should get around 332 oak logs. The best location to cut oaks is just east of the Ground Exchange in Varrock, very close to the place where you cut your normal trees. At level 31, it is advised to start cutting willow logs. You can either bank or drop your logs for the best free-to-play woodcutting experience in the game. First, let's have a look at the banking locations. First of all, there is Draenor, where you can find willows just south of the bank. The second location is just west of Draenor in Port Sarim. There is no bank here, but there is a deposit box on the docks just south of the willows. The third location isn't really a banking method, but it does not require dropping your logs either. In Remington there are a few willow trees just south of the village. You can cut your logs here and sell them to the local general store. This location is a very decent alternative for the more crowded locations. Now let's have a look at the best locations if you plan on dropping your logs. The first location is south of Port Sarim and Remington. This is a quiet location with plenty of willow trees and easy to access via the Port Sarim lodestone. The other location to cut and drop is the resource dungeon in Demonheim, which is accessible with a Ring of Kinship or via Lumbridge and Alcarid. This location does require level 30 dungeoneering to reach. From level 31 till 99, the fastest method is cutting willows with woodcutting urns and dropping the logs as you cut them. But of course there are other alternatives. At level 45 you can start cutting maple logs. The maple trees can only be found on the resource islands on Demonheim, which requires level 30 engineering. Banking these simply takes too long, so either drop them or burn them right away. The final method gives quite a bit less experience, but it is quite rewarding. At level 60 you can start cutting yews. The only decent location is in Remington, which has at least 3 great ways to bank your logs from. The first requires an explorer's ring, which is a reward from the Lumbridge and Draenor tasks. From the yews in Remington, use the cabbage teleport of your ring, then run south to the docks and deposit your logs in the deposit box. Then run west back to the yews. The next method requires a Ring of Kinship and an activated lodestone in Port Sarim. With a full inventory of yews, teleport to Demonheim with your ring, bank and teleports to Port Sarim with the lodestones. Then run back to the yews to the west. The final but quickest method requires you to be in a clan, so you have access to the clan Vexillum. You will also need a Ring of Kinship. Same as in the previous method, you bank at Demonheim, but now you use the teleports on your Vexillum and then run south. This bank trip will only take you around 40 to 45 seconds. I strongly advise you to use a world with many players when you try woodcutting for a faster spawn rate of the trees. This will certainly increase the experience per hour that you will get. Also make sure to use woodcutting urns if you are really interested in the best experience. Keep in mind that woodcutting urns do not work with yew trees.